Hey, what's happening, guys? Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the MMA Breakdowns channel. I'm your host and fearless leader, Mr. JJM. Pretty excited. UFC Fight Night happening this weekend, headlined by Anthony Hernandez versus Michelle Pereira. We're here to talk about each of the matchups, betting odds, who I think is going to win, etc., etc., etc. Before we start, quick disclaimer. Of course, the show is strictly entertainment and should not be viewed as financial or betting advice. If you guys are going to bet, please do your own research and bet responsibly. Someone came at me in the comment, guys, talking about my show is a betting advice show, and I just said okay, but I wanted to say moron. All I do is I select the fighters, I compare their skills, and I say I think this one is gonna win. And I strictly say to everyone, if you are betting your money, watch tape on the fighters, right? Don't come blaming me for this shit. They do the same thing to Pick'em. They do the same thing to AJ. They do the same thing to Useless. Stop blaming other people for your fuck ups, right? This show is a breakdown. This is my free will to say, hey, I think this fighter is going to win. But I'm not telling you to go and bet any fights. It's MMA at the end of the day, and every fight is 50-50. Always remember that. So basically, don't come at me in the comments talking crazy. On to the next though. Uh, my channel subscribers, if you are subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. Quick shout out, of course. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, like and comment down below. Before we start, I got good news, I got bad news. Good news is I got my computer and my headset today, and that's where I'm officially uploading this video from. Bad news, uh, my mom fell ill. Well, my grandma fell ill yesterday. She had a heart attack. My mom went to take care of her. She fell ill as well due to stress. She's in the hospital as well, so both of them are. I'm traveling to Berbice tomorrow, so there may not be any content for the rest of the week. Um, Apart from that, I got more good news. UFC 310 announced earlier today, well, the main and co-main events, Bilal versus Shafkat, Asakura versus Pantoja, which I called in my last prediction video, with which I posted on Thursday, I believe, with who I think is gonna be next for each UFC fighter. So that's where we're at. So guys, without further ado, I have the first fight loaded up here, and let's get into it. First fight, heavyweights going at it. We have Rubelas Despain versus Austin Lane. I'm picking Rubelas Despain to win this fight. Now, the thing is, if Austin Lane chooses to wrestle, he wins his fight. But I don't think he will, because he tends to have an ego problem and low fight IQ. And he tries to stand and bang. And guess what? In his last fight, Jonathan Denise put him out. And then the fight before that, Junior Tafa put him out. And before that, he got some wins against Ricard Jacoby, which was a bum, and no, and he's not even in the UFC. And Eric Lunsford, not that good as well. So I think Rubelas can definitely get the knockout here. Now the thing is, Rubelas does have high fight IQ as well, and he's like a big black muscled up Whitney Houston. He has nothing, because he definitely doesn't have takedown defense. He got taken down and beaten up by Waldo Cortez Acosta, which I called. He gassed out hard in that fight, which I called. So, it's pretty fucked up, but hey, I think he can get it done against someone like Austin Lane. Um, Apart from that, he has been on a knockout streak. Josh Parisian, Miles Banks, and Stevie Payne there. But I think in this one, he's going to get the knockout. Looking at odds for the fight, uh, as you guys can see, Rubelas minus 385. Holy shit. Austin Lane plus 295. Give me Rubelas this Spain. And I'll say this fight basically does not go over 1.5. Right? So Rubelas this Spain by KO. Next fight on the card, we have lady going at it. We have Alice Ardelin versus Melissa Martinez. I don't like betting this fight. Well, not betting. Let me say betting. For someone come again at me in the comments. I do like predicting this fight. Alice Ardelin looked like shit. What? 2 months ago against Shauna Bannon. and she lost a split decision, which I don't think was a split decision. She just looked like a fish out of water. She beat a girl that's 0-3, 2-0, and then 0-1. Melissa Martinez, granted, she fights better opposition to a T or extent, but she's been out for 2 years. And I don't like either of these women, but Martinez, ugh, she lost to Elise Reed last time out, which was 2 years ago, and then she disappeared for 2 years. I'm gonna go Ardeline just because I think she's been the most active fighter, and although she looks like shit, she is dog tough, and she's gonna keep the pressure. I don't know what Melissa Martinez is gonna look like coming back into the UFC after that long. She is Mexican, so she can lean on that dog tough chin. But yeah, ladies fight. Guys, I'm not betting this one, so I'm staying away from all ladies fight, etc. But the pick is Alice Ardeline by split decision. Odds for the fight: Ardeline plus 130, Martinez minus 155. Give me Ardeline, and I say they stink up the place for a cool 3 rounds and leave everybody boring, and then Ardeline gets the decision. Next fight, more ladies fight. What the fuck? Uh, yeah, we have Jessica Penne versus Elise Reed. Yay, fight of the night right here. The fuck? Uh, the pick is Elise Reed. Jessica Penne is older. She has been in the UFC a while. Last lost to Tabitha Ricci by armbar submission. Lost to Emily Ducote. She beat Karolina Kovacevic, which was, back when Jessica Penne was a top contender. Lupita Godinez win top contender status as well at that point, but she fell off in the last two, man, and then she's been out for over a year. On the other side, Elise Reed lost to Lupi Godinez, which Jessica Penne actually beat. So you might look at that and say, oh, Elise Reed is not that good. But she actually is. She beat the shit out of Jane Frey. Lost to Lumbuki. Which was so embarrassing. But it just seems like Elise Reed, she has a thing against submission, and then Sam Hughes knocked her the fuck out. But Elise Reed is a good pressure grappler and pressure striker, and she's gonna try to stink it up by keeping Penne up against the cage, and pretty much try to take a decision. So the official pick Elise Reed by decision. After the fight, Penne plus 130. Reed minus 155. Another stink fight. I mean, you guys couldn't put an exciting fight or a men's fight right after. You had to put another stink fight, women after women, and there's a third women's fight after this. What the fuck? So yeah, give me Elise Reed and give me by decision. Um, so apparently the UFC is gonna put us to sleep before the guys fight. We have our third back bout Tamaris Vidal and Jocelyn Edwards. The pick here is Jocelyn Edwards. Tamaris Vidal is not that good. As shown in our last two fights, she got bodied by Melissa Gado, and then Montserrat Rendon, let me say that again, who is absolute shit, beat the fuck out of her, and they called it a split decision, but nah, it was more like a unanimous to me. Now, Justin Edwards was on a tear, and then she lost to Eileen Perez last fight out. Pretty close. Both girls were enemies, and then she lost to Nora Cornell, which kinda make me raise an eyebrow, because Jocelyn is good, but Cornell looked like shit 2 weeks ago. And I honestly, I don't know how she lost, but Cornell probably, went to the Obeah and, walked some juju or some voodoo and got that win. But I just think Justin Edwards, with the experience, is going to give Tamaris Vidal a lot of problems. Touch her up on the feet and pretty much cruise to a unanimous decision. Odds for the fight, Justin Edwards minus 215 favorite. Tamaris Vidal plus 165 underdog. Give me Jocelyn Edwards in the third stinker of the night. And of course, boring ass decisioning coming. Next fight on the card, fellas, back at it, and actually pretty entertaining fight. I think um this fight is gonna be balanced. We have Brad Katona versus Gene Matsumoto or John Matsumoto. John Matsumoto. I'm picking John Matsumoto. Brad Katona is not that good. He barely beat Jesse Butler, which I think was pretty close. And Jesse Butler is shit. He lost to Garrett Armfield a while back, and then he beat Cody Gibson. Now, John Matsumoto been on a tear. Dan Argetta win. Fucking awesome. He guillotine choked him, I believe it was in the second or third round. Before that, Casey Tanner. And then he got some guillotine and some unanimous decisions to follow. Brad Katona is going to bring the wrestling. Gene Matsumoto is the better striker of the two and better BJJ specialist. Matsumoto's greatest thing is to threaten with the submissions and stop the takedown and piece up Brad Katona. But I see Brad Katona spamming takedowns over and over and over, and then, he gets put out actually. So give me Gene Matsumoto and give me by KO TKO. Odds of the fight, Brad Katona plus 190, underdog. Gene Matsumoto minus 245. Give me Matsumoto and give me by brutal KO. Well, actually, that was. I'm glad that we actually had an entertaining fight for that last one. Next fight on the card, we have Asu Almabaya versus Matas Nicolau. Flyweight, good time for flyweight. Kaya Sakura is coming there. Tatsuro Taira just lost. What a fucking shocker! I picked him. AJ is gloating how he picked Royval and Royval beat Taira. Taira, I will say this about Taira though, he has heart. I thought he was gonna get finished in that third round, but he fought like a dog. And then Tamarov debuted tonight in the flyweight division, knocking out CJ Vergara. So flyweight is finally getting back that vigor. They're finally getting back, you know, something. So that's pretty exciting. But I'm going with Asu Almabayev to get this win. I think he's another top contender, 20-2 record. Mataus Nicolau coming off of two losses. He got chinned badly by Alex Perez, and then Brandon Royval chinned him as well. His chin is not good. Asu Almabayev can tick him on the fucking forehead and knock him out. But we know Asu Almabayev's game. You see, he got a couple of decisions there, but he's mostly ground based, and he has a good rear naked choke. So if he grabs the back, it's over. I see Asu Almabayev, contesting with Nicolau on the feet and getting a submission. So official call Asu Almabayev by submission. Looking at odds for the fight, Asu Almabayev minus 185 favorite, Mataus Nicolau plus 155 underdog. Give me Asu Almabayev and give me by submission. Let's run it up here if I can find it. We have the way it's going at it in our main card opener. Darren Elkins versus Daniel Pineda. I thought long and hard on this fight because this is a scrap veterans fight. I'm picking Daniel Pineda. I'll tell you why. Dan Elkins should have retired a long time now, man. He's called the damage for a reason. He got beat up a lot. Pineda brings a pressure, boxing, kickboxing heavy style, good grappling as well. And Darren Elkins likes to observe a lot of strikes, especially in the first two rounds. And then after the beatings, he tends to, start to trade and form a war. So he can definitely get the finish. Last fight out, he actually subbed TJ Brown. So he does have good sub game as well. Pineda, no fool on the ground as well. He has a good sub game as well. Alex Caceres lost and Nathaniel Wood, nothing to be ashamed of. Top prospects. Jonathan Pierce lost. Jonathan Pierce lost tonight against Pat Sabatini. He got subbed up in the first round. What a fucking bum. And then he beat Tristan Conley, who I don't even think is in the UFC. And Cub Swanson lost, nothing to, basically talk shit about. But I think Pineda is going to bring that gritty style. Both of them are going to stand and bang. And this fight can even end in a knockout or submission. But I see it going all three rounds. So I'm going to pick Daniel Pineda by decision. Also the fight, Daniel Pineda minus 130 favorite. Darren Elkins plus 105 underdog. So it's pretty much a pick'ems fight. Give me Daniel Pineda, and I say he gets it done by a cool and crisp decision. Next fight on the card, we have Brady Heastan versus Jake Hadley. I'm picking Jake Hadley to win this fight. Now, Jake Hadley moved up against Kyle Lauren. I hope that's how you say his name. 2 months ago, I picked Kyle Lauren against him, and he beat the fuck out of Kyle Lauren. Uh, what can I say? Hadley's the older fighter, but Brady Heastan has been on a fucking tear, right? He's been on a tear. He subbed Garrett Armfield, KO'd Batterell Dena, which in a fight he was losing, right? And then he got the comeback win a year ago. And then Fernie Garcia win, which Fernie turned out to be a bum. And at Bantamweight, you know, Jake Hadley looked very good. He was at flyweight all the time. He lost to Charles Johnson, lost to Cody Durden. Then he moved up, looked very good against Kyle Lochran. And I think he's going to press on here and he's going to give Brady Heastan troubles. Um, I see this fight going decision unless Brady Easton finishes him because it isn't. Guys, all UFC fights, all MMA fights are 50-50. But the official pick is Jake Hadley. I think he gets it done by decision. The veteran, smarter fighter. I think he has good IQ and he can get it done. Odds for the fight, Brady Easton, minus 155 favorite. Um, Jake Hadley, plus 125 underdog. Gave me Jake Hadley, the underdog, and official call will be decision. Next fight on the card, we have flyweights going at it, which will be Charles Johnson versus Sumer Darji. I'm picking Charles Johnson. Charles Johnson fucked up Joshua Van last time out, right? I picked Joshua Van in that fight, knocked him out cold. Before that, he beat Jake Hadley, like I mentioned earlier. Then he beat Azamat Maxim in a fucking upset of the year, I think. And then Sumerdarji got arm triangle choke by Tim Elliott. And then he got triangle choke by Matt Chanel, who has no chin. And he didn't even threaten Matt Chanel with anything big on the feet. Sumerdarji normally is a good pressure boxer, kickboxer. I think his base is more Muay Thai. But Charles Johnson, man, the inner G, and he is a G because he's gonna be in your face. The boxing is off the fucking charts. Defensively, offensively, I think Charles Johnson is just better, and he's gonna get it done. Um, this could even end in a knockout, but official call will be a 3-round decision, unanimous. Looking at odds for the fight, Sumerdaji plus 170 underdog, Charles Johnson minus 210 favorite, and I don't think you're crazy for picking Charles Johnson in this fight. So official pick, give me Charles Johnson and give me by decision. Next fight on the card, it is our co-main event of the evening. Guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, like and comment down below. And we have Rob Font versus Kyler Phillips. The pick is Kyler Phillips. Rob Font is a veteran, right? Last time out, he lost to Davidson Figueiredo. Before that, lost to Corey Sandhagen. Um, Knocked the fuck out of Adrian Yanez. Then he lost to Marlon Vera, lost to Jose Aldo. So he's been losing to the top prospects of the division. Now, Kyler Phillips coming off a Munoz win, Pedro Munoz. Before that, he beat Ronnie Barcelos. And then before that, he beat Marcelo Rocha. Kyler Phillips, good on the feet. His striking looked very improved in the Munez fight. No one was able to beat up Munez the way he did, and he did it in spades. Submission game off the chart. He's going to push a pace. Now, Rob Font on the other side, UFC veteran. Extremely good boxing. Very, very good boxing. I see Rob Font giving him problems if he does not mind his P's and Q's. But I think it's a good test for Kyler Phillips, and I think he's going to get it done by a unanimous decision because he's not finishing Rob Font. I don't see it. Maybe he proves me wrong, but I say decision. Odds for the fight, Kyler Phillips minus 280, Rob Font plus 215. He's the underdog. Give me Kyler Phillips, and I pretty much say he's going to take a unanimous decision and cap off the co-main event of the evening. Next fight on the card, it's the anticipated middleweight clash and the main event of the evening. We have Michel Pereira versus Anthony Hernandez. Y'all gonna call me crazy, but I'm picking Michel Pereira. Anthony Hernandez, currently on a 5-5 win streak, sub Roman Kopylov, KO'd Edwin Shabazian, who's a fucking bum, beat sub Mark Andre Barrial, beat up Josh Frem for 3 rounds, and sub Rodolfo Vieira, which is fucking impressive because Rodolfo Vieira has good BJJ. Anthony Hernandez is going to be a problem on the ground, right? But here's the thing, Michel Pereira also is a problem on the ground. Both of them great in Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Great. And a lot of people keep forgetting Michel Pereira is no joke on the ground. He can fight off the submission and even threaten with subs of his own. And on the feet, he's definitely the better striker. More power. Fucking crazy. He's going to do flips, dips, and all that shit. I see Michel Pereira touching Hernandez up on the feet. Hernandez padding shooting, trying to get, a submission, and either runs into a knee or a clean shot on the feet. And if it goes onto the ground, Michel Pereira is not a fish out of the water. Looking at Michel Pereira, standing guillotine choke against Hero Peteria. There's that BJJ. Rear naked choke against Michael Oleksiejczuk. BJJ. Knock Andrei Petrowski the fuck out. Then got a split with Ponzinibbio, which I thought was unanimous. And then he beat up Andre Fiallo for 3 rounds. So Michel Pereira is pretty much fucking base in this fight. And they have him as the underdog, which I like because I'm going to bet him. Odds in the fight, Michel Pereira plus 130 underdog. Anthony Hernandez minus 160. Give me Michel Pereira and give me official call. I'll say knockout. I think he gets it done, man. So there you have it, guys. Those are my official picks for UFC Fight Night Hernandez versus Pereira. Let me know what you guys think about each of my picks down in the comment down below. And that will be it for me. And this is your boy saying peace.